the Iran deal is a terrible deal. What would the next president of the United States have to do on day one in terms of the Iran deal?
I think it's very important. We go back to what Ronald Reagan said, trust but verify. And I would say that they should cut off any additional funds they can give Iran until they verify what they promised to do, they will do.
Do you feel that sanctions should be lifted at this point in time, or should we wait till the next president comes into power and then take care of business then?
I don't think President Obama is going to lift any sanctions. I don't think Congress is going to override him. So I think we have to wait for the next president.
Well, there is talk that the sanctions will be lifted in a month or two. And I know that Congress is obviously against it. I know 30 states in the United States are not going to lift the sanctions against Iran. So the question is to the President of the United States, can't you wait a little longer and decide at the point of the election what to do?
I would say that if the governors have the ability not to lift sanctions, that the governors themselves should hold back their states from lifting them.
Okay. Next question is, there's terrible violence in Israel today. There's stabbings even today as we speak. 3 people were stabbed. It's almost an everyday occurrence now. American citizens have been murdered in Israel. There's been a tremendous indifference from the White House about American citizens being killed, not only in Israel, but in Paris and every other part of the world, including in San Bernardino. So what is your feeling now about how to handle the violence that has erupted around the world?
Well, I said on my show this morning, my radio show, that this refugee situation, we should freeze it. We should not allow refugees to come into America. I think the European countries are starting to get concerned about them taking in refugees. And I think it's a serious matter, what's going on in Europe and how Europe could be overrun over the next 20 years. Israel has always been a great partner of the United States. I think it's time that the Jewish community, we have to put our foot down with some of the common sense Democrats. There are a lot of common sense Democrats out there, that they should vote for Israel before they vote for the Iranians.
But do you feel that, for example, cutting off congressional funds to Mahmoud Abbas, who apparently is inciting some of this violence in Israel, do you feel that that would be a worthwhile step?
I think
a first step.
We have to do what we have to do, but you need a majority in which we would have to override President Obama's veto, because President Obama will veto. So we need Democrats that will vote along with Republicans to say, let's take America first and have a big enough vote to override a veto.
What do you feel about moving the embassy to Jerusalem? I mean, Governor Huckabee, we're with today. Day one, he says he's going to move the embassy to Jerusalem. There are other countries, by the way, that are interested in moving their embassies to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv. What is your feeling about it?
I really have not, I don't know enough about it to give you the right answer. But Governor Huckabee, I have a lot of faith in him. He's got common sense, a lot of common sense. And if that's what Israel wants to do, and I would vote for it.
Well, it really gets to the heart of the non-divisibility of Jerusalem. All Jews believe that Jerusalem should remain undivided, an undivided city.
Yes.
It's a very important point. Not only Republicans, but Democrats have always said that. Obviously, we feel that way. What is your feeling now about the whole controversy that's erupted since the Republican Jewish coalition meetings with the Republican candidates about the city of Jerusalem?
I was at the city of Jerusalem last year. It's a beautiful city. It should remain undivided.